Welcome to all you Sagittarians out there. And excuse me. This is your horoscope, your general horoscope for February 2015. And I'm going to try to do these videos in a bit of more of a Sagittarian kind of way. I have a Sagittarius rising, so you will probably understand why I'm doing this. I'm trying to incorporate aspects that are going on throughout more months and try to incorporate that in this video as well. Like today, not today, but this month I want to put the emphasis on Mars and Scorpio, and I'll explain why that is, because Mars is playing a significant role for all you Sagittarians out there. Now, what is that? February is an in-between month for all of us, so it's not the month where a lot of big eclipses are happening. That's for next month. A lot of big aspects are happening. That's also for next month, like Jupiter squaring your ruler, squaring Saturn. So it's a preparation towards that. It's a preparation that you are going to meet your restrictions. You're going to meet your how do you say that? Your boundaries. And it might not always be, oh, I like this. You know, Sagittarians don't like boundaries. They like to be adventurous and have the possibility to see it all big. But if you use it in a good way, it's about how can I make something, a great idea, how can I make it real? That's actually in a nutshell what's going on for the next couple of months, actually. But let's see for now, for February, it's a preparation month, especially for you Sagittarians out there. Mars is playing a significant role whilst it's transiting in your 12th house in Scorpio. Now, the setting, by the way, is a bit very Scorpionic, I think. It wasn't done deliberately, but I have trouble with lightning, so I did, you know, I had enough of it. I said, no, black and white will do, hopefully, for 1 month. And yeah, I know I need to buy some lights here. Probably a couple of you will say that. Now, and you're right. Now, Mars in Scorpio is very interesting. Mars in Scorpio, for all of us, it means that we are going to dig extremely deep. We are going to get to the bottom of something. We are going to have that pit bull energy. We are going to put our teeth into something. Now, this is wonderful energy in combination with Sagittarius. Why? Because then you have it all. Then you have the depths of the Scorpio and the broader view of you as a Sagittarian. So that makes you very interesting, not boring at all. But it's a bit paradoxical energy, yes, but I think you can deal with that. You're a mutable sign, so you can adjust quite easily. And this is all this deep energy is going on in your 12th house. And now we need to have the broader perspective, because if you would interpret this just Mars in the 12th house, it means this and that, you wouldn't have the whole picture why this is happening. And I know, especially again, Sagittarians want to know why. Why are things happening the way they are doing so? Now I think, when I look at that chart, that all this preparation is necessary to launch something new. So all you Sagittarians, especially the ones who have a Sagittarius rising, will launch something new. It doesn't necessarily have to be, wow, I don't know what, but it will be something that all you Sagittarians want to implement and manifest in reality. But at the same time, be driven by your emotions and being driven by your vision, because that will be Mars in Sagittarius. So Mars will be, until the beginning of March, be in Scorpio, then go into your sign, which will be March and April and May. That's a long time. But then, this is significant, it goes backwards into your 12th house, as from the end of May up until the beginning of August. So this shows that whatever you are planning now, you Sagittarians out there, and maybe you are looking at this video in January, maybe you're still figuring out what it's gonna be. But that doesn't matter. Take your time with it, what you are planning to do for the future, because a Mars retrograde, you can see it two ways. You can see it the negative way, which is impatience, things are not going too fast, and you can see it the positive way, which is patience and which is perseverance, and which is when all that retrograde stuff is gone, which will be at the beginning of August, you will feel that you are not like this, that you've done this, but you've done this. You go up a level, and it's a huge one because it's quality. So, and then particularly because that Mars will be in your first house, which is you, and together with Saturn. So there is some brewing going on there. A big plan maybe, that will be a bit smaller in reality, but nevertheless will be of great quality. That's for the Sagittarians. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? I think the only challenge for the Sagittarian will be the impatience. I recognize that a lot. I mean, with my Sagittarian energy, you want to get on that horse and you want to get forwards, but it's better just to take your time. And if your vision is not there yet, spend a little bit more time in quiet, in silence, to encounter what it is, your vision. So Mars will be now in Scorpio. What is the best energy what is the best advice to get along with that energy, Mars in the 12th house? It is actually it's planning in advance. It is working behind the scenes. These are the positive traits of Mars and Scorpio in the 12th. It is maybe a battle that you are going to do, but behind the scenes, because it's Scorpio. Maybe you are planning for writing a book or starting a new business. A lot of you Sagittarians risings will start a new business. With the Saturn there, with the Mars there, you're starting something of your own. Or a new project or a new idea. Something that will demand quite a lot of your effort, but that is driven, as I said, by your philosophical, emotional, being driven philosophically and emotionally. So you want the thing that you will be wanting to do will be for the higher good. That's also the Sagittarian kind of aspect. So whatever it is, if you think that things are not going forwards too fast, your ruler Jupiter is going backwards. So that's, again, it's not a negative thing. It's a deepening. The retrogrades are always a deepening in order for you to launch a little bit higher than normal. So in May, your ruler will go forwards again. But again, it's going backwards in your 10th house of work. So again, an emphasis on work. So I think a lot of you will prepare, will shift, will readjust, and we'll all do that behind the scenes. It's a good thing to do that behind the scenes. I know that when there is a lot of energy going on in the 12th house, a lot of books will tell you, or a lot of astrology will tell you, oh, it's hidden, it's not good. Not necessarily. Sometimes we need to do things behind the scenes. Like, for instance, it's a good time to plan for applying for another job. If you are with that idea, it's not a bad idea, but do it behind the scenes. Don't go telling that to your boss that you are working for right now. That would not be an intelligent thing to do. Not because you want to do things behind the scenes. No, it's just because of you. When the job is not your thing anymore, it's a good thing to work behind the scenes and have a look at what you want, contemplate about that. The 12th house is the house of the unconscious. With Mars there, it means you need to dig into your unconsciousness, which is not an easy thing to do. But that can be done by doing yoga, by doing meditation, by even listening to some music or going into nature. Sagittarians, they get big ideas when they go into nature. You're a half horse, so you are very close to nature. So do all these things and don't think that this is a waste of time. It isn't. It will bring you ideas. And if a Sagittarian doesn't have any ideas, that's a really sad thing, isn't it? Being out of ideas. It could be the case in January, February, that you're a bit out of ideas. But again, it's a good time to sit with that and to just contemplate, you could say. To also be a bit spiritual, your connection with the divine is also very important. You know, that 12th house can help you to know where you're heading at, and watch, be aware of what's happening around you. That can help you as well, because you are going to be ready to launch something new. Absolutely, but not yet. Still, you need to know, you know, if you've got a bow and an arrow, you need to know where you are going to point, and you're doing that. You're looking that way, that way, that way. So in a negative way, Mars in the 12th house is just undermining yourself. But now that you know this, I hope you won't do that. We can do that in a tons of way, undermining ourselves by escaping. You know, Mars in Scorpio, although it's in its element, it can escape very well in the 12th house, you know. So it's better to escape in a positive way, you know, as I said, you know, go into nature, watch a movie, whatever, that gives you some positive inspiration. That's the undermining thing that could happen, but I hope will not. You're way too positive, by the way, with the Sagittarius sun or moon or rising sign. So very important period for the Sagittarians. Very important, because the better you do this, the better you stand still now, the more you are going to be powerful when you know where you need to hit that arrow. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. And there is a new moon as well in your 10th house on the 22nd. A new moon in your 10th house in Virgo around the 22nd shows that if there is some confusion around, you know, work, and you don't know where you're heading at, you don't have any ideas, you don't feel inspired, there's going to be some culmination there and some consciousness that is shown to you that relates to work, or maybe you getting very personally engaged when it comes to work around that period of time. Now, Mercury was retrograde in last month and did a lot of things there in your 2nd house, and now there is much more energy going forwards in that 2nd house, and then it shifts into your 3rd house, which shows that when it comes to, you probably have thought a lot, and still in February, about money, but not only money, making more money, how you can do that. Again, that might have been a very slow process, but nevertheless, it's good to take things slowly. And now you're heading forwards, and you know what to do to achieve more money, but also to achieve more self-worth. Don't forget, 2nd house is the house of your self-worth. It's the house of your talents. And maybe you are going to apply a new talent that has to do with communication, because Venus will enter your 3rd house around the 3rd week also of February. Let's have a look. Around the 18th, Venus in your 3rd. That is good. That is nice communication, gentle communication. People are listening to you, are thinking that you are very charming with your words. So that's very good. So all in all, a very important in-between kind of month, you could say. Enjoy it, make the best of it. Thank you so much for watching. Spread these videos if you want, and see you next month. Bye-bye.